Welcome to the SharkPreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Do you want to become insanely successful? Do you want to be the go-to guru in your industry? Do you want to be talked about for all the right reasons? For over 40 years, Kevin Harrington has helped people just like you become significant influencers. Now he's broken the process down in the Key Person of Influence roadmap, and it's yours for free. Just text KPI to him at 727-888-2100. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free step-by-step guide. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 to get the recognition you deserve and experience the success as the go-to voice everyone listens to in your industry today.
Welcome to the SharkPreneur podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. Today I have the good fortune to be joined by David Medansky of CreateYourThinnerSelf.com. David, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Seth.
All right, we're super excited to dive right in. Let's go back in time. How did you get started?
Well, in July of 2016, my doctor told me based on my lab results and being overweight, I had a 95% chance for a heart attack. So he gave me 2 options, lose weight or find a new doctor. And so as a friend told me, I saw the light but didn't want to head toward the light. So during the next 4 months, I lost 50 pounds, almost 25% of my body weight. And I've kept it off.
Wow, so that's incredible. That's even more incredible than losing it in the first place, because lots of people diet, lots of people exercise, they lose weight and then they gain it back. They yo-yo diet, that weight, that cycle is, almost a cliche. So first of all, let's talk about the diet. What did you do differently in terms of diet and exercise to lose the 50 pounds in a short period of time?
Actually, what I did is I went on HCG, which is a hormone from pregnant women, and you inject yourself, and it's 550 calories per day for 6 weeks. And then you're on maintenance for 6 weeks. So that's how I lost the weight. People ask me if I recommend it, and I say, no, I don't. And they said, well, it works for you. The problem with that is 90% of the people that reduce weight and lose weight that way, they gain it back. And so I went back to my books that I had from the 1970s on health and fitness and started reading them and started reading current versions of what's out there and learned there was a lot of misinformation and inaccurate information today than what it was being taught back. So I went back to basics and changed all my eating habits and lifestyle. And that's what I advocate now. I've identified 10 eating behaviors that people can make simple changes, and then they can lose the weight and keep it off. And it's a lifestyle, so it's not a diet. Diets tend to be temporary, trendy, and hard to stick with.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen people in my own life go from one fad diet to another fad diet. So let's talk about that. So it's interesting. You injected yourself, and apparently maybe this is available with HCG. So you accomplished severe caloric restriction.
Correct.
You cut your calories down to 550. So you could have done that with food. It just would have been an immense amount of self-control to only eat 550 calories, which is probably less than 1 meal a day. Did you change anything about your exercise habits?
I did not exercise during that time. In fact, you're not allowed to exercise when you're on the HCG, because if you do, you're putting your body in starvation mode because you're not giving it enough fuel. The other problem with the HCG is if you attempt to do 550 calories a day without it, you're putting your body at risk for detrimental health issues. You need at least 1,250 calories a day to maintain good health. The 550 calories, what happens is the HCG tricks your body into burning fat as opposed to muscle. A friend of mine did a calorie restriction the same time I was doing mine. He lost 40 pounds. However, he had no muscle tone, couldn't lift anything over 50 pounds and had to go back to eating normal, because when he went to the trainer at the gym to get back into shape, the trainer says, "Are you eating?" He says, "No." He says, "You need to eat." So I highly discourage people from doing too strict of a calorie restriction. There's other ways you
Okay,
can
so
reduce calories. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about, you mentioned a lot of misconceptions out there. There's a lot of misinformation. What are, I mean, I don't want you to spill the secret sauce, but what are some of those misconceptions that people have when it comes to losing weight and keeping it off and diet and exercise?
The main one is how many calories you consume versus how many calories you use. So people who drink Diet Coke think, well, it's 0 calories. They don't understand, because of the aspartame in there, that actually causes weight gain. And they're like, well, how does it cause weight gain when there's no calories? The reason is aspartame prevents your body from absorbing vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. So again, you're putting your body in starvation mode. So your body's fighting like heck to keep the weight on. Also, the aspartame increases your cravings for sweetness and sugar. So that's one of the misconceptions. So you need to avoid all soda, diet soda, fruit juices, and fruit beverages. Another misconception is people think orange juice is healthy for you. What they don't realize is it takes 4 to 8 medium-sized oranges to create 1 glass of orange juice. So the question is, would you eat 4 to 8 oranges at one sitting? Most people would say no, but that's how many calories you're getting with the sugar and no fiber. So that's another misconception. Keto diet, if you're doing it, that's not healthy. They're finding that people who do it long-term, 2 or 3 years later, are starting to have some health issues. So you have to be careful with that. Those are some of the salads. People think, oh, I'll just have a salad. I'll go to a restaurant and eat a salad. A lot of salads have 1,500 to 2,000 calories because of the salad dressing, the croutons, the nuts, the cheeses, and everything else they add to it. So again, you have to look at what you're putting into your body.
Okay, and you're looking at it a lot more closely than most people think. So that's probably one of the differences, is that people just think, right, like, hey, my wife says I'll just have salad all the time. I'm just supposed to live on salad. But you're right. It's funny, when we order the same salad from a restaurant for delivery now, I always, dairy doesn't agree with me as much. So I will always have them have no cheese. And I usually don't eat much in the way of salad dressing. And hers is covered in cheese and salad dressing. And she's like, I'm eating salad. I'm like, so I think you're absolutely right there. You're looking one step beyond the obvious. So how did you get into the business of creating your thinner self? Obviously, you lost weight and got healthy yourself. How did you end up teaching others how to do it?
What I realized is 71% of the US adult population is overweight, of which 41% is clinically obese. And it's getting worse. It's an epidemic. Yet, in doing research, I learned that Americans will spend $66 billion each year on weight loss products, from swanky gyms to meals and supplements. Well, if we're spending that much money each year on diets, why is the epidemic of being overweight getting worse? What I've gone to is back to basics and started realizing a lot of the food products are processed foods, which are scientifically engineered to increase our craving for fat, salt, and sugar. They call it the bliss point. And so they're making us food addicts, and it's not giving you the nutritional requirements your body needs. Your body needs the right fuel. It's a machine. If you drink pure water, that's one thing we can do. Another thing is people eat very fast now. They're eating when they go through the drive-through, at their desk, at work, watching TV, and they're not realizing how much they're eating. I call it mindless eating. So we teach people little techniques to slow down. Another thing is our portions have been supersized and we haven't realized it. In the 1900s, the average size dinner plate was 9 inches in diameter. Today it's over 12 inches. And in restaurants, they use serving dishes that are 13 to 15 inches. In Europe, it's still 9 inches. So one thing I tell people is, if you go to a restaurant, get a to-go box, or if you're ordering in now, cut it in half, put half away, and just eat half because that's the right amount of portions you should have. So you're saving money because you get 2 meals for the price of one.
Absolutely true. I have a friend who had recently lost a significant, I hadn't seen him in a while, and he lost a significant amount of weight. He looks amazing. I said, what'd you do? He said, I ate half. I didn't follow any fancy diet. I just cut everything in half and only ate half. And I said, that'll do it. Obviously, he's got to keep doing that, and he's got to exercise and do lots of other stuff. So I'm guessing, how did you get into the business of coaching others?
I wrote 2 books. The first one was called Discover Your Thinner Self, and then the most recent one is If Not Now, When? I want to help other people so they don't experience a near death or verge of death like I was on. A lot of people don't realize they could reverse a lot of chronic illnesses such as type 2 diabetes. You can reduce your risk for a heart attack or stroke or certain cancers just by modifying your eating habits. So,
absolutely.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So that makes a lot. Go ahead.
That's why I got into it, is I want to be able to educate other people so they can make lifestyle changes and improve their health. 70% of people who are in hospital, this was before COVID-19, were there because of food-related issues of overeating.
Wow.
Or eating the wrong foods. We can prevent a lot of that. So that's why I got into it, is to help other people avoid, doing the risk that I went through.
That makes a lot of sense. You found a silver lining through the pain and recovery. You then have you have an empowering mission to save other people's lives. I absolutely love that. So where can our listeners and viewers go to get those books?
They go to Amazon.com, and they can go to Barnes & Noble. They can go to their local library and ask the library to get a copy for them, so save some money. They can also get it at their independent bookstores wherever they live. It's available through them. So there's a lot of different channels.
Awesome. And of course, they can get them from you. Talk to us about the Creating Your Thinner Self program and how that works.
What we're doing is we're doing a 21-day challenge starting soon, and it'll be available, and people will be able to get a lesson each day. It's a short video of 3 to 5 minutes, plus they get a worksheet or a note sheet to take notes. It's 1 page, and it's suggestions on what they can do to improve their health slowly, so they can gradually change their eating habits so it's not done, all at one time. It's
I love
doable.
that, because if it's drastic, sometimes it's not sustainable. They don't stick to it. It's too much change at once. It's too hard. Unless you're about to die and really care about it. But I like the fact that you're doing baby steps and you're making gradual change, and those changes add up and compound until 21 days later, look at that. They've lost weight, they're eating healthy, they're doing stuff that if you told them 21 days ago, maybe they thought, oh, I can't do that. But because it baby stepped and compound, it works. That's incredible.
Exactly, and it's small changes, and it's enjoyable. It's based on their likes and dislikes. If they don't like something, they don't have to eat it. If they like something that's healthy for you, keep doing it. If it's not, let's see what we can do to reduce, substitute, and then eliminate. So it's a progression. Usually what I ask people is, would you like to weigh 24 to 48 pounds lighter by this time next year? And most people say yes. And I said, okay, can you lose 2 to 4 pounds a month? Not a week, in a month. And it's like, well, yeah, that's doable. Well, if you do that on average for 12 consecutive months, in a year, that's 24 to 48 pounds. And you're doing it in a gradual, so that you can keep it off. The way I use the metaphor or analogy, it's like running a sprint which is a diet versus a marathon. With a diet, it's a sprint. You get to a finish line, you stop. Most people revert back to their old eating habits. They've attended the wedding, the class reunion, or whatever they're getting to look good for. With the lifestyle, it's a marathon. You just keep going. You don't stop. Again, it's enjoyable. It's not something that you feel that you're being deprived, or you're not feeling that you're hungry all the time. In fact, some people find they're eating actually more on the program that we do, but it's healthier food. And we explain what foods are healthy versus what you should avoid and reasons why.
Absolutely, absolutely incredible. We know your time is valuable. We greatly appreciate you spending some time with us. For our viewers and our listeners who are watching, where is the best place for them to go to sign up for that challenge?
Best place to go is createyourthinnerself.com. It's right there on the front page, the home page. And so they can reach out to me. They can reach me at david@thinnerselfplan.com. So again, it's david@thinnerselfplan.com, and send me an email, and I'm happy to send them a link. Again, I want people to be able to have more energy, feel better, look better, and be able to enjoy their life. I'm actually 65, and I have a lot of friends that are not as energetic or able to do what I'm doing. I'm helping a lot of them recapture some of their youth, and they've been doing great. They've lost anywhere from 40 to 60 pounds. I had one high school classmate, she dropped 45 pounds. Her goal was 30. And because of changing her eating habits, she was actually able to lose more than she thought she could. And she did it in about 5 months.
That is absolutely incredible. This has been Seth Greene with David Medansky from createyourthinnerself.com. Go there, check it out, sign up for the 21-day challenge. Thank you so much, David, for joining us. We greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, Seth. I appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening. We'll talk to you next time. In the meantime, check out createyourthinnerself.com.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.